If you're on a journey of growth and in some way, shape, or form want to step into and live into your full potential, there is one thing that's going to be a game changer for you. I traveled to over 10 countries to specifically just to learn this one lesson, and it's completely changed the game for me. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you everything I know about it. I'm going to share with you specifically how to apply it in your life, and I'm going to give you a tool to support you with all of that. If you haven't met me yet, I would love to share with you a little bit more about my journey and why I want to share this with you. My name is Tiago. This is the podcast where I share with you the best of what I've learned over the last almost 10 years, traveling all over the world, learning from top leaders and mentors in the personal growth field on how to create a life aligned with our values and to really step into our dream life. Whatever most authentic version that is for you, it's going to be different for everyone. But there are specific tools, strategies, and frameworks that are so easy, so simple, that you can implement in your life to change, to transform, to evolve, to live a life that is authentically you. And no one teaches us that. We are not taught these things in school. We're not taught these things growing up. And I want to share them with you so that you can create the most magical masterpiece of a life of whatever version that is for you. So, about almost 10 years ago, like I said, my journey started, and I gotta be honest with you. The bigger thing that was frame of mind for me is there were things in my life that I didn't like. I didn't like being broke. I didn't like wanting to travel the world and not being able to. I didn't like not having a job that I loved. Like, I really wanted to do work that filled my soul. And I didn't like being single. And so I wanted to be in a relationship. And a relationship that thrived and that was inspiring and all of those awesome things. And so as I was dropping out of college and figuring out what to do, I came across personal growth. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks because it was so impactful, because I was like, oh my God, like someone out there knows how to have all these things that I want. It's like a recipe, you know what I mean? Like someone out there knows how to bake the cake that I really want to eat. Repeatable strategies and things that you can implement to get the result. Someone out there knows it. I don't. So I want to go. I want to go learn from them, understand how they operate, what they're doing, so on and so forth. But here's the thing. If I'm really being honest with you, which I always will be, the main thing that was motivating me, the main thing that was driving me forward is this illusion that there's someone out there who knows how to do life perfect, to get life to be perfect. And if I learn how they're doing it, I will not have to experience all these uncomfortable things. So what ended up happening is, fast forward a few years, here I am actually learning from mentors. And mentors to me are people who I've actually hung out with. I didn't just attend their events. I didn't just watch their videos. I actually spent a lot of time with them, personal time. And here's the thing is, I would find a mentor and learn from them and spend a couple of years with them, learning, working with them, all the awesome things. And I would learn the strategies. I would learn how to take each and every single one of these areas of my life and transform it and live into my vision. But it wouldn't be perfect. And so it was really hard for me in the beginning. And I find that for a lot of people, it's really challenging. When you're wanting to move towards your vision and it feels like it doesn't match everyone else's Instagram videos. There's a dissonance because what we're seeing on social media is not real. The life that we try to portray to each other online of having it all figured out is not real. And so what I kept figuring out is I would, for example, want to transform my lifestyle and have more freedom, more abundance of time. And I would find a mentor who's figured out how to work and build awesome businesses and do awesome things in the world, but have a lot of free time. And I would learn from them. And I would be like, okay, if I understand this, I will never have to struggle with time again. But that's just not true. And it was like a reality shattering moment, because I would hang out with them and I would see, holy, whoa, like they just had a really busy week. Like this person that I came to learn about how to have abundance of time, they operate from abundance of time for like, call it 90% of the time. And then there's that like 5 to 10% that's left where it's like, they get busy. Same thing where like I wanted to learn how to have an epic relationship. And so I find mentors who've been like married happily for 30 years, thriving relationship. I've met so many people like this. And sometimes they have tough days in the relationship. Sometimes it's a little bit of a crunchy time. I would find mentors who've built incredible businesses. And like, oh my God, I'm going to learn all the things to finally know how to build a business that works forever. And sometimes it's winter in business. It's not always summer. And these things kept shattering my model again and again of what I was seeing online. And it was a struggle for me because I was like, so I'm seeing all these people on Instagram post about life being perfect. But then like when I go find my mentors, which by the way, fortunately are making like really awesome content online that's very sincere. That's why I resonated with them. But like when I actually go how to learn all these things, it's a lot more messy. It's a lot more imperfect. And it was really so challenging for me to navigate that at the beginning because I thought I was getting it wrong. I thought I was missing the point. And one day I'm going through the most challenging part of my life, most challenging phase of my life, and really didn't know what to do. And so I shared with my mentors that we were going on a hike in scorching hot Mexico. Um, and they asked me how I was doing. And I was like, it's challenging for me right now. Like I have all these tools. I live all these tools. But life still feels really hard right now. I'm unsure. I don't know what to do. I feel hesitant. I have a really important decision to make, and I'm scared to get it wrong. And they just turn to me with the most loving eyes, and they're like, Tiago, like, you can't get it wrong. Like, it's literally impossible. Life is messy. Life is perfectly imperfect, but it's impossible for you to get this wrong. Like, as long as you're honoring the truth of what you already know in your heart, like, you're on the right path. And in that moment, I felt my entire system go, the most important thing I've learned over all these years is that growing, evolving as a human being, seeking to change our lives can bring so much magic, so much incredible experiences, so much alignment, so much fulfillment, so much like that feeling of I'm living the life that I truly want to live. It truly can give you all of those things, like no bullshit. And life is messy, life is imperfect. You like, it's like manifesting your dream home won't mean that you stop having to take the trash out or do the dishes. You know what I mean? Or having to clean the dust. Maybe you hire someone to do all those things, but like it's still a part of life. Doing the dishes is still a part of life. And metaphorically in our lives, that represents like sometimes we have days where we struggle. And I find that so many people make it harder on themselves when they're on a path of growth because they expect, like, I'm doing the work, I'm attending the workshops, I'm watching the podcast, I'm learning all these things. Life should be effortless. That's not the case. Life becomes more aligned. Life becomes more coherent. Life becomes more enjoyable. Life becomes more awesome. But there's still a wave that you're surfing. But here's the key. You can become way more resourced at riding that wave. It's just a skill. This is what people don't realize, is that navigating the challenging times in life is just a skill. Because ultimately, going through something that feels uncomfortable and challenging all boils down to emotions that we feel uncomfortable with, emotions that just don't sit right with us, emotions that feel hard to process. if you trace it back, whatever it is that might feel crunchy or hard to be with in your life right now, whatever it is that you want to change, it all boils down to how you're feeling is not how you want to feel. So we have these stories that we've been conditioned to believe of what it is acceptable to feel, how we should feel, and we create this idea that once I achieve my vision, once I transform my life, once I'm in a better relationship, once I'm in a different house, once I have a better job, I will feel different. And that's not the case at all. Chances are you'll feel the same things. Some days will be happy, some days will be sad, most days will be somewhere in between, the full spectrum of emotions. And so notice how we have this illusion that grass is going to be greener on the other side. Once I achieve the thing, once I change, I'll feel a different way. When the reality is, for 99% of the population, we just feel the same things wherever we are. How many crazy bazillionaires have you heard are miserable? Like, I've been traveling to some beautiful countries that would be considered third world countries. I'm in Nicaragua right now, for example. And like, people live in huts and they have a smile on their face all day. Like, we have this delusion that there's something external to us that once we achieve, once we make happen, once we experience, we're going to feel different. And the skill that has completely changed the game for me is mastering being with that full spectrum of emotions. And I'm going to share with you how to implement that in your life. But before that, I actually want to give you a tool to get you started. So if you resonate with what I'm doing and how I'm sharing this message with you, likely you're on a similar path than I was 10 years ago, wanting to find ways to improve my life and just be more authentic. Finding all these things online that just don't resonate with me because it feels like people are trying to portray life as perfect and that you can have a perfect life and have it all figured out. But what I'm finding in my day-to-day life is that that's just not the case. It's more about like being skilled at creating magic and a masterpiece out of a perfectly imperfect life. And fortunately, there's so many people doing amazing work. So if you search enough, you're going to find so many people online producing amazing, authentic content that's values driven, that's authentic, that really conveys the reality of personal growth, not this utopic image. And if you're finding that in this video, like, I feel honored that you resonate with what I'm sharing. And I'd love to offer you a gift. I have learned so many tools over the years, and the one that has completely changed the game for me when it comes to creating this spaciousness with our emotions has been breathwork and somatic tools. And so I'd love to share with you the best of what I've learned for completely free, just as a gift, because I believe that these things should be accessible. I've paid thousands and thousands of dollars over many, many years to learn all of these things that, in my opinion, we should learn in school. So I'm going to teach you the fundamentals, the basics that can be such a foundation for you for absolutely as a gift. So if you click the link below this video, you're going to find a link that takes you to my free breathwork exercise where I'm going to teach you this one very specific tool that you can use anytime, anywhere to change your life with ease. This is a way to use your breath and your somatic nervous system to regulate your emotions and create more safety. And you're going to understand in that video why safety is important. And this is not just like a random free thing I'm sharing with you. It truly is something that I apply every single day of my life. It is the foundation upon which everything else is built, and it's the best of what I know. So I'd love to share that with you. I'd love to share that with as many people as possible, because I believe we should have access to these things. They should be out there, and we should have the opportunity, if we choose to learn them and use them. So that's my invitation. And it's learning tools like this that can really, really change your life. And I'm going to give you examples of, even if you don't choose to step into that, of how you can live into this and really practice this. Because here's the key. Most people look at transforming our lives and creating change and transformation as a singular event, almost as if it was like a birthday party, where it's like, once you have your birthday, you were one age and now you are another age. Or, for example, graduating college, you were starting to be XYZ and now you graduated and you're officially a fill in the bank, a doctor, uh, like a lawyer, like something, whatever it is. So there's an official transition. And most people think that changing your life is like that. Like there's an official thing that you do, steps 1, 2, 3, you have this official thing, and now everything will be a certain way moving forward. But it's way more of like a skill, like learning how to ride a bike. Like if you brushed your teeth with a certain hand your entire life and try brushing your teeth with the other hand, it feels so weird. So it's like learning a new thing, learning a new hobby, learning a new skill. Learning how to change our lives is nothing more than practice. So what that looks like is it's almost like building momentum. It's like if you're trying to start a snowball, like if it starts really small and you roll it and roll it and roll it, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's a lot more about building that momentum through practices that you do consistently than trying to go for that one jackpot. That happens very rarely. And for most people, it's not sustainable. It's like most people that you hear about that win the lottery end up losing all the money within 10 years because they haven't become the person who lives that way, who has that kind of money. They haven't become that person. And so it's a lot more about becoming the person that has all these changes in your life. And how you do that is on a day-to-day basis. Once you encounter these situations that I'm referring to, where life is crunchy, where life doesn't feel aligned, is most of us have a tendency to think that if we change that external thing, things are going to change. But there's an opportunity there to pause. And the most effective way I've seen people completely change their lives on a consistent basis is having the ability to pause. Once you're facing something that's uncomfortable, once you're facing something that feels like too much, once you're facing something you just don't like, there's something you want to change in your life. The most valuable skill is to be able to pause. And when you pause, what do you notice?